Hello, welcome back to the channel. Nigel here with the Nigel's Modelling Bench, and here we have now pack 8 of the Lancaster bomber B.III from Hachette. This is my 4th delivery, I believe. Is it 3rd or 4th? I can't remember now. I think it's my 3rd actually. So because of that, I got with it the little bonus of a binder to keep all the magazines in. So you can see all the magazines have these lovely wire loops on them, and we can keep them nice and tidy in there. Keeps them out of the way. So this is pack 8. In this one, I believe we get parts of the fuselage again. So let's have a look. If you are familiar with my channel, you'll know that I was building this previously, and then Hachette agreed to sponsor me. So I have already done parts 1 to 7 on my own. Those videos are now deleted. We have only the Hachette videos you can actually view now. But I only went up to 7, so all this is all brand new and fresh to me. So we've got a box of parts in there. It sounds like it's a metal fuselage section. So let's have a look at the magazine and see what we've got in here. So as usual, we have all about the Lancaster bomber. This is the contents, and then here are all the contact details so you can get hold of Hachette or whatever. So in here we have the starboard fuselage panel. We have 2 windows. We have some electronic gear. I think that's a big fuse panel, and then some other greeblies down there. So that's handy. And then we got the instructions. So we're going to be going back into the starboard fuselage section again and using that. So that's all looking good. So going forward, okay, Avro 679 Manchester. This is what became the Lancaster. Basically, the Manchester was a twin engine. It had a Vulture engine. Well, it had 2 Vulture engines. They were very, very unreliable, and it probably says something about it in here, but I believe more crews were lost to failed aircraft than actually being shot down. So yeah, it was or more aircraft were lost due to crashing rather than being shot down. So only 200 were finally produced, and then Roy Chadwick came along and said, hang on a minute, if we could have 4 Merlin engines on that, we could make that a much better plane. And that was what became the Lancaster. So there we go. So we've got Johnny Johnson here. Was the epitome of a military hero, a skillful and confident leader of men. He is credited as being Britain's top scoring fighter pilot in World War II. So there we go, Johnny Johnson. And if you've got the Tamiya or the Airfix 124th Mark 9 Spitfire, you can actually build his aircraft there. And there he is, Johnny Johnson, absolutely awesome guy. And then going over the back of the magazine, we've now got what we're looking at for in part 9. So, well, pack 9, should I say. So we're going to get the navigator's G set, G display, parachute holder, and parachute, the G display support, fire extinguisher, G receiver, and bubble sextant. So, interesting. I wonder if they've got this right, because the Dambusters did not have H2S, and a lot of people put H2S in their Dambuster models, so we shall see what they've done. Right, so first of all, get this box open, and we're going to check our contents. We're going to make sure we got everything, and if we haven't, we can get onto Hachette and say, we've got a bit missing. So this is what we've got in the box. So we've got a box over there, so we've got a little bag here with some little parts in. So we can get these out of here. Now we've finished looking at the magazine, I'll put the light on so you can see better. There we go, so we've got a little bag of parts there. And then we've got another bag here, some bigger parts in there. And they've got clear parts as well, rattling around, so hopefully they're not too scratched. And then we have here, beautifully wrapped up, we have the fuselage panel. So there's our starboard fuselage side. Here, lovely. Green on the inside, black on the outside. It's got a bit of a twist to it. I'm hoping that's okay. I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping that's the way it's designed and not that it's been deformed. We'll have to be no problem to twist it back, but I can see you can see it's got a bit of a kink in it there. So if we get an upper fuselage section, it's okay. It looks okay. Just a bit strange how it looks a bit deformed there. Right, so we've got that panel there. We've got our radio panel here. We've got the larger window. We've got the smaller window. We've got the OHE is the drift sight mount. So that's the drift sight mount. I thought that was one part then. So it's a drift sight mount, but it's got an oxygen economizer in it. So it's got the drift sight mount showing as black in there, but it's actually green here. 08F is an instrument panel, so that's a small instrument panel. 08G is an interior detail. That's an oxygen economizer, I think. No, 08I is the oxygen economizer. Okay, so that's on the end there. And then here we have an interior detail, they're calling that. And then we have here is 08H is the drift sight. I mean, that's very nice. They really have gone to the town with this, with the detail. They've done a really nice job of it. It is worth getting. Okay, so if you want to get this model and build it along with me, I'll put an image up now. You can go on there, you can scan the QR code with your phone. That'll take you straight to the website. Or indeed use the email address, the web address across the bottom there, and you can go and have a look on there and join in. If you actually subscribe, you'll get all the free gifts, and you get one free pack as well. So if you've already got 1 and 2, you can start with 3, and you pay for 3, and they will give you 4, and then you pay for 5 onwards. So it's going to be right. What they're telling us to do here, we're going to take the starboard cockpit frame assembly from the previous issue, lay it on its side so you can access the curved roof area to the rear of frame 07A. This is frame 07A. Check the interior detail. 08F fits a triangular flange on the back of part. 08F fits in a shape slot in the frame as indicated. This is a push fit connection. So we got 08F here, and that's going to go into that slot there. So we've got a little triangle on the back. So I don't want to be gluing any of this because I'm going to be doing some painting on this. That'll be a separate video, which I keep talking about. I think once we've got part 9 done, or maybe part 10, once we've got this front interior area done, then I think I'll do all my corrections, and I'll show you all that in a separate video. 08I, check out the oxygen economizer. 08I fits on the frame, a rectangular peg on the back. So 08I is going to go there, so we're going to have the chamfered end facing to the rear, and that's going to go into there. Okay, so that is a push fit, is it? Or have I not got it lined up correctly? I think I've probably not got it lined up correctly. Come out, got it stuck behind the side panel now. I think it would be a lot easier to fit that part before the part above it. Yes, so there you go. No, it still doesn't want to go in. It's a very, very tight fit. I am in the right hole, aren't I? Yeah. It's extremely tight going in there. Actually, they've got that wrong. It's not the oxygen economizer. That's not an oxygen economizer. That's an oxygen economizer. So I don't know what they're talking about here. It's part 08I, but it's not the oxygen economizer. So that's going to go in there. Here we go. Pointy end to the right. And then that bit there is going to go. Maybe it is an oxygen economizer. Doesn't look like one to me though. Right, so that's going to go in there. Okay, we're not gluing any of this, as I say, because I want to take it apart again. And then we've got the fit the rectangular peg on the base of the drift sight 08H here into the recess of the mount 08E. This is a push fit connection. So that is going to go that way up. That is there with the pegs down. So that is going to go into there like so, and that needs to be glued, I think. It says it's a push fit, but I think that needs to be glued. That's not in there very tight at all. And then coming over the page, we're going to fit this unit. So that's going to go that way up, and that's going to go into there. That's a nice push fit into there. And then we're going to go for fit the peg on the back of part 08G into hole in the frame outlined in the previous step. This shows the parts in position. So here is, this I think is in the oxygen economizer. So that is going to go into there. We've got a D-shaped pin on the back of there. We've got a D-shaped hole. So I think we're going to grab my tweezers to position it. And that's just going to go into there like so. Okay, and then we're going to come over the page. And now it's telling us to fit 08B, which is this big, I think it's a fuse panel. What do they call it in here? 08B, electrical service panel, there we go. That's going to go onto here. So we've got a little peg on the back, a big peg, little hole, big hole. So that's going to go into there, just like so. And that's going to be a press fit into there, like that. So there it is. It's very, very detailed, isn't it? And basically that is going to end up going into here, it's going to be something like that. Yeah, it's going to be like that. Okay, so that's how that's all going to look inside the aircraft. Very, very nice indeed. Okay, so now take the port windows 08D and 08C, they are marked right. Check out the holes in the windows, fit onto the pegs on the back of the fuselage. If you need to apply any glue on the windows in place, take care to get any glue on the central part of the window, as it will cause misting. And I would thoroughly recommend not using, I'm just going to remove that sprue nib from the top of there. I would thoroughly recommend not using super glue on this, use some white glue. So this one's going to go into here, like so, and that one's going to go into there, like so. I'm just going to, these are glass files. These are from Infini. You can get them from Premium Hobbies in the UK. But they're glass files, and if you look on here, you can see there is a sprue nib on there where it's been cut off a fret. If you use these glass files to remove that sprue nib, it will actually polish, and this is the coarsest of the glass files. It actually removes the sprue nib without leaving a sanded finish. So that's the beauty of using those. Right, I believe people have told me you can get these from beauticians. Ladies use them for doing their nails. Or people, should I say, use them for doing their nails. Can't be sexist, can we? Right, so there we are. So that's going to fit onto there. I would seriously suggest gluing these, because when, as you can see what I've just done there, I've touched that one and it's popped off. So I'm not going to glue these at the moment, because I want to come in and paint this fuselage interior at a later date. So I'm not actually gluing them in place at the moment. But as I say, when we get I think it's part 9 or part 10, all the interior detail is done, then I'll do all the painting then. So I will see you for that one. So I think that concludes part, yeah, that's it. So the windows are in there, and then we've got our panel done there, and then that's all our building done. The magazine's got a little bit thinner, hasn't it, on this issue? So so there we go. So that has been part 8. Something I do want to cover in the videos, and I will cover them in probably the next 2 or 3, probably the next 2. A while ago I did a review of these winged cockpit figures, and these are sculpted by Doug Grainer, and they're for the border model Lancaster, but they will actually fit this model. And as this model is going to be finished in flight, like that on that display, you may wish to fit them. Now, the pilot figure is going to fit fine. The navigator and the engineer are going to fit fine, I believe. We'll test all this out once we've got the cockpit built. The bomb aimer, apparently there might be a little issue. You might have to take some off his feet, I don't know. But the bomb aimer should go in. The problem is going to be the gunners, the turret, the front turret and the rear turret. There is no room in there whatsoever. You can see I've got the turret here. I've got 2 of them here. One of them just fallen apart on me. But you can see there is literally, because of these great big guns, there is no room in there to put anybody. So you might end up just sort of using his head or something just to make it look like there's someone in there, and then attach the rest of their body to the bottom. But that's going to be an extremely tight fit, and it's going to need a lot of skill to do. So bear that in mind if you are thinking about getting figures for this model. I'm not sure if somebody else is going to come up with figures dedicated to this model. Maybe Hachette will, I don't know. But it's certainly going to be difficult to get figures in there. But certainly having a model in flight with all its engines going and having a crew in there would be quite appropriate, wouldn't it? But we'll get round to that. But I'm going to bring that up in a few of the videos, because a lot of people have been contacting Dave and asking if they will actually fit. So there you go. Right, so we've covered that. I will see you all very soon for pack 9. As I say, pack 9, we've got some interior detail going on there. And as I've said about 10 times already, once we get all the interior done, then I will do my video on how to do some modifications and just make it a bit more accurate. I'll see you all soon. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.